A statement is shaking the NFL. The Seahawks could create history with a perfect season.
They don't need to copy anyone because their identity has become their greatest threat.
But the road to 17-0 could break season quick.
What I was proud to see was that we were just us. We weren't trying to be anybody else, and I think that definitely shone through. Like, one thing I didn't anticipate was how many media members are out there, like, across the world, had really no idea about who we were and what we did, and like our guys. It just felt like we were this team that showed up that they had no idea, how we did things, and so for us for that to come through, for the world to show or kind of learn who the Seahawks were was a really great byproduct of the whole week, and goes for it.
As a result, the team wins 17 games. That is the franchise record for the season. 10 straight wins to close it out, and you become the first Super Bowl champion to go an entire postseason, without a turnover. Yeah. When you watch your defense set the tone in the Super Bowl, what sense of pride or validation do you see with their style of play?
I think with our I was so surprised throughout the week that people had no idea who we were, or even some of our guys. It was just like the weirdest. You think Super Bowl, I'm a fan growing up, and it's like, oh, I know all these guys. I know this team, as a super fan as a kid. And so I'm assuming people are coming through that. But, you get these questions throughout the week. You're like, man, I've answered that question like 50 times this year, But you gotta kind of put your best foot forward, because that's an opportunity to kind of further the story of our team. But I told the team this. I'm sitting there at Jimmy Kimmel. I almost said Jimmy Fallon. That would have been bad.
I think they get that a lot.
I'm sitting there on Jimmy Kimmel. He asked me something along the lines of like, "Were you surprised that your team played like that?" And I was like, "No," and I'm not, and I'm actually. That's the best part about the whole Super Bowl, is that the kind of the world saw who our team was. We were able to be ourselves no matter the circumstance.
You are the second person to call in, or first to call in and say you want to do a Seahawks win-loss. Give me some of the theme music, please, Mikey. All right, opening night. Still not a fan of this being the opening night game, man.
I like it. Bears would have been better.
I think so, too.
Fine.
Pats at Seahawks to kick off the season on Wednesday night. What do you got for me, sir?
That will be a one-sided affair, my friend.
Patriots big, yeah.
In the Seahawks' favor.
Oh. All right, that's 1-0. Now you're at the Cardinals, week 2. Oh.
Did you guys see the Seahawks, with the release of the schedule? They did the Cologne commercial?
Yes, I did see that. It was
that was
great.
Pretty good. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
The Rams getting Myles Garrett and getting McDuffie and Watson and all these other guys they're bringing in. You know what that smells like? That smells like desperation, brother. That's a 2-point win for the Seahawks.
Okay, good one. 15-0 at the Panthers.
That's a win.
16-0 here in SoFi Stadium, going for a perfect season against a team that everybody's going to be going for one.
Season.
What do you got?
A perfect season. I'm doing what TJ couldn't do yesterday. I'm going out on a limb. Mike Macdonald, Coach of the Year, going to be the greatest season of all time. The respect is coming. Everyone is waking up to the Seahawks. 17-0. Let's
17-0, man.
I think he's gonna.
I don't know. I think he's going to bounce back. But Gabriel, I'm with you. The one thing that the Seahawks have done, habitually over the past couple of years is go on the East Coast and win a 1:00 window game that everybody thinks is going to be tough for them. Chargers visit Seattle, week 4.
Ooh, that's a win.
Okay. 4-0 home for the 49ers.
The reaction, Jay Harbaugh is going down to visit his dad. Yeah, little Harbaugh Bowl right there.
What do you got for me when the Niners pay a visit?
Those guys smell like Bengay. That's a win.
Well, then. 5-0 at Denver on a short week. Thursday Night Football on Amazon.
Denver has a tough schedule to start the season. They're going to be on life support. They're going to be desperate, and we're going to knock them out. Denver season is done.
Woo! Gabriel, 6-0. Chiefs now visit on a Sunday night.
Thanks for coming, K9. We wish you luck, but not tonight. That's a win.
That's a 7-0 start. The Monday Nighter at home against the Bears.
The Bears. The Iceman's going to melt. Win.
8-0, home for the Cardinals.
That's cake.
That's a sweep. 9-0 at the Raiders.
The Raiders?
Yep.
That's a win.
10-0. Boy, if they go, they're 10-0 going to San Francisco.
Oh, baby.
What do you got for me?
You know, I got a brother-in-law, I got an uncle, I got a best friend. I got a lot of people in my life that are San Francisco 49ers fans. My neighbor's a San Francisco 49ers fan. The Coastless were 49ers fans. If you can't beat them, buy them. Win. Seahawks.
11-0. Well, that's where they won the Super Bowl in that stadium. 11-0. They've now swept the 49ers and swept the Cardinals. 11-0. Cowboys in Seattle on a Monday night.
Ooh, that's a big ticket. That's a big ticket. Cherry's coming to town. Sorry, Cherry. Win for the Seahawks.
11-0. My goodness, the Giants pay a visit.
Oh, Mike Macdonald gets a nice little visit with John Harbaugh. John Harbaugh's going to regret flying out to Seattle. That's the one.
That's now it's now 13-0. You've got a 13-0 Seahawks team visits Philadelphia on the Saturday night of Week 15.
Whew. Philly?
Yes.
Push? No thanks. The Barnyard is coming to town. A.J. Barnes is going to be under center. Goal to go. Touchdown, Barnyard.
This means
on the board.
The Seahawks, according to Gabriel in Washington, are 14-0 on Christmas night.
Jeez.
When the Rams pay a visit.
A perfect season in the NFL is not supposed to happen. It is supposed to be impossible. The league is designed to destroy dreams. Injuries appear without warning. Rivalries become wars. Every Sunday is a trap waiting to explode. But now, one statement has sent shockwaves across football. The Seattle Seahawks are not just defending their championship. They are chasing something almost nobody survives. 17 wins, 0 losses. A season that could rewrite NFL history forever. And the most dangerous part? They are not trying to become the next dynasty. They are not copying the Patriots. They are not copying the Chiefs. They are not chasing another team's identity. They believe their greatest weapon is something much harder to build. They know exactly who they are. After winning the Super Bowl, Mike Macdonald made one thing clear. The world finally saw the Seahawks for what they truly were. A team built on discipline. A team built on toughness. A team that refused to follow the NFL's expectations. And that confidence is what has people asking the biggest question of the offseason. Could Seattle actually become the first team in modern NFL history to finish 17-0? But before anyone talks about perfection, they have to understand the biggest reason this team became dangerous. Because for most of the football world, the Seahawks were still a mystery. And that mystery became their greatest advantage. One of the most fascinating parts of Seattle's championship run was not just winning. It was proving everyone wrong. During Super Bowl week, Mike Macdonald revealed something shocking. Many media members around the country had no idea who the Seahawks really were. They did not understand the players. They did not understand the system. They did not understand the culture. And for Seattle, that became motivation. Macdonald explained that the team was never interested in pretending. They were not trying to become another franchise. They were simply being themselves. And when the biggest stage arrived, the entire world finally had to pay attention. The result? A historic championship run. The Seahawks won 17 games during the season, setting a franchise record. They finished the year with 10 consecutive victories to close the regular season and postseason stretch. And they created a piece of NFL history that may never be repeated. They became the first Super Bowl champion to complete an entire postseason without committing a single turnover. That is not luck. That is control. That is a team playing exactly the way their coach designed them to play. But championships are remembered because of moments. And for Seattle, the biggest moment came when their defense stepped onto the biggest stage and showed exactly what this team was built to become. When the Super Bowl arrived, many people expected pressure. They expected nerves. They expected Seattle's defense to eventually crack. Instead, the Seahawks defense delivered a message. This was not a group built on individual fame. This was a machine. A unit that trusted preparation more than attention. Mike Macdonald admitted he was surprised by how many people did not understand his players. But inside the locker room, there was no confusion. They knew. They knew the standard. They knew the system. They knew exactly what they were capable of. And that confidence is why the conversation has changed. A few months ago, people questioned whether Seattle belonged among the elite. Now, people are asking if they can accomplish something nobody expects. A perfect season. And now comes the part that has NFL fans arguing everywhere. The schedule. Because if Seattle truly believes in 17-0, every single game becomes a test of survival. One football discussion created chaos when analysts went through the Seahawks schedule game by game. The prediction? Seattle could start the season undefeated. Week 1. Patriots at Seahawks. The prediction was simple. Seattle wins. 1-0. Then Arizona. Another victory. 2-0. Then Carolina. Another opportunity. 3-0. And suddenly, the impossible conversation begins. Could Seattle actually keep going? The Chargers come to Seattle. A tough test. But another win. 4-0. The 49ers arrive. A rivalry game. A battle. A statement. Seattle survives. 5-0. Then Denver on a short week. A dangerous environment. But the prediction says Seattle takes advantage. 6-0. Then the Chiefs come to town. A Super Bowl level matchup. A game where everyone expects Seattle to finally fall. Instead, the prediction says Seattle keeps rolling. 7-0. But a perfect season is not built in October. It is built when the pressure becomes unbearable. And that is where Seattle's championship mentality will truly be tested. The prediction continues. Bears, Cardinals, Raiders, 49ers again, Cowboys, Giants, Eagles, game after game, challenge after challenge. The projection reaches 10-0, 11-0, 12-0, 13-0, 14-0. And suddenly, the entire NFL would be watching. Because at that point, Seattle would no longer be chasing respect. Respect would be chasing them. But here is the reality. A perfect season is not won by talent alone. It requires mental toughness. It requires surviving injuries. It requires handling pressure that destroys even great teams. The Seahawks already proved they can shock the world once. Now the question is whether they can survive the weight of expectations. Because history does not reward teams for being good. History remembers the teams that became impossible. Maybe the Seahawks will fall. Maybe the NFL will finally find a weakness. Maybe the perfect season is too much to ask. But one thing has changed forever. The league knows who Seattle is now. They are not hiding. They are not copying anyone. They are not waiting for permission. They are the champions. And they are coming for history. The question is no longer whether the Seahawks are dangerous. The question is, who can stop them?
Yo, mic check 1 to 2, -1, -2. Game over for this video, folks. Smash that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe to stay in the huddle for more. This is NFL Madness, bringing the heat and signing out.